There are plenty critics to the American education system. One often heard the most is how standardized it is. It seems like everywhere you turn to, people are talking about how bad standardized testing and teaching are. While this is far from a perfect system, standardized testing isn't the biggest problem that I see in American schools. It goes much further than that. I can sum up the goal of almost every American high school in 6 words: to get you ready for college. Now, at first, this might not seem like a problem. After all, college is good, right? The answer to that is yes, to a certain kind of people. And for those people, high school is fine. It gives them the basis on a variety of subjects and prepares them for higher learning. But what about the other people? The 30% of students that don't even attend college after high school in the first place, and the over half of students that don't finish college once they start. Now, there are plenty of reasons why students don't go to college or why they drop out. Cost is often cited as number one, but I would argue there's another big reason, and it's the lack of alternatives that students are made aware of. In many cases, students attend college not because they want to, but because they were educated in a system that drilled into their head that there was no better option for them. It's often said that if you want a good job, you have to go to college, but this is simply not true. And even worse, for students who already know they don't want to go to college, they are forced to take a series of unnecessary classes. Someone seeing high school as unnecessary could be a big contributor to them deciding if they want to drop out or not. After all, why should someone who's interested in becoming a plumber or an auto mechanic be forced to take up to Calculus 1 or 4 years of English literature? It's certainly not going to help them in their trade, and whilst basic math and English skills are important for everyone to have, this goes way beyond that, and it's unnecessary for them. But classes that teach us how to do our taxes or build our credit, stuff that's necessary for everyone in life, whether they go to college or not, is oftentimes not even offered in high school. Young adults are just left to figure that one out for themselves. A system that makes more classes optional for a high school diploma, but requires them for college entrance, helps everyone. Some schools already do this, like North Carolina, where you can get a high school diploma without any foreign language, but you can't get into any state college without 2 years of it. If we applied the same rule to higher level math and English classes, students who weren't interested in college would have more time to focus on classes that would help them with their vocation, and students who were interested in college could potentially have lower classroom sizes. But unfortunately, this is not the case. High schools oftentimes completely neglect to mention the other perfectly valid options for life, such as vocational training. This may be in fear that if students knew there were different paths, more students would take these paths instead of pursuing a higher education. But in a society where student loan debt has surpassed $1 trillion and the college dropout rate is above 50%, maybe encouraging more students to really consider if higher learning is right for them isn't such a bad thing after all. Bottom line, high schools putting the effort to fully show the range of possibilities for students is something that would benefit everyone. Well guys, if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. If you're a returning subscriber, you may have noticed this is absolutely nothing like my older videos. I'm changing it around a little bit. Instead of focusing on just history, I'm going to bounce around on a variety of subjects, from social subjects like this one to more science and, of course, history subjects. I think this will give me a more creative freedom to talk about stuff I really care about. I hope this is something you guys can understand, and hopefully you enjoy the change. But please recommend other subjects you would like to hear about. And of course, please enjoy the rest of your internet viewing experience.